The electric SUV segment is getting more crowded every single year, but every once in a while, a new contender shows up that makes everyone stop and pay attention. And that's exactly what the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron is doing. Audi has finally rolled out a mid-size electric SUV that's not just here to fill a gap in the lineup, but to go head-to-head with one of the biggest names in the EV world, the Tesla Model Y. So today we're taking a first look at the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron, breaking down everything from the design, the features, the performance, the price, and ultimately whether this could be the premium EV you've been waiting for. Right from the start, you can see Audi has poured its heart into making the Q6 e-tron stand out. If you're looking at it from the front, those sharp digital matrix LED headlights give it a futuristic but still elegant look. They're not over the top like some of the competitors. They're more refined, more Audi. The front grille is closed off since it doesn't need the airflow of a combustion engine. But Audi has managed to keep that classic single-frame design so it still feels like part of the family. Wait till you see it at night. Those customizable light signatures in the headlights and taillights are a show on their own. And you can actually pick different patterns depending on your mood, or even to greet you as you unlock the car. Tesla can't really match that kind of theatrical detail. From the side profile, the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron looks muscular and athletic, but not in-your-face aggressive. The wheel arches are pronounced, the shoulder line runs clean and smooth, and those aero-optimized wheels tell you straight away that efficiency was just as important as style. It sits in that sweet spot between compact and full-size SUVs, a bit larger than the Q4 e-tron but not as big as the Q8. This size is actually perfect for city life, while still giving you the space for road trips and family use. Around the back, the full-width OLED light strip just screams modern Audi, and again, those customizable animations in the taillights make it feel alive, almost like it has a personality. Step inside the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron, and you'll instantly understand why people call Audi the master of interiors. Everything feels driver-focused, but still welcoming to passengers. The centerpiece is that massive curved OLED display that sweeps across the dashboard, combining the instrument cluster and infotainment into one seamless panel. And if that's not enough, there's even a separate passenger screen so your co-pilot can scroll through music, input navigation, or even watch videos without distracting the driver. It feels high-tech but also intuitive, which is something not every EV gets right. The Tesla Model Y, for example, keeps everything on one big tablet in the middle. Some people love it, but honestly it can feel stripped down. Audi went the other way, making sure you've got both digital wow factor and physical controls where you need them. Things like the climate settings and volume are still easily accessible without diving through a bunch of menus. And of course, materials are what you'd expect from Audi. Soft touch panels, real metal trim, sustainable upholstery options, and even ambient lighting that runs across the cabin to set the mood. The seating position is spot on, high enough for that commanding SUV feel but still sporty and supportive. The rear seats have plenty of legroom thanks to the flat EV floor, and the cargo space is generous, especially with the split folding seats down. There's even a frunk for smaller bags or charging cables, something Audi owners will appreciate. Now let's talk about the features, because this is where the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron starts flexing its muscles. You've got Audi's latest infotainment system with blazing fast response times, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 3D sound system by Bang & Olufsen that can turn any drive into a private concert, and over-the-air updates to keep everything fresh long after you've driven it off the lot. Safety and driver assistance, of course. Adaptive cruise, lane keeping, 360-degree cameras, automated parking, and even augmented reality navigation that projects turn-by-turn directions onto the windshield so you never miss a street. Wait till you experience that. It feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually useful. Performance-wise, the Q6 e-tron is built on the new PPE platform, developed jointly by Audi and Porsche, which also underpins the Porsche Macan EV. That should give you an idea of the DNA running under the skin. Depending on the trim, you're looking at dual-motor all-wheel drive setups, with the standard versions putting out around 375 horsepower and the higher performance variants like the SQ6 e-tron pushing over 500 horsepower. 0 to 60? As low as 4.5 seconds in the SQ6. That's sports car territory in a family SUV. And the handling is surprisingly nimble for something this size. Thanks to the low-mounted battery and smart suspension tuning, it feels planted, stable, and confidence-inspiring in the corners. Range is always the big question with EVs, and Audi knows it. The 2026 Q6 e-tron delivers up to about 375 miles on a full charge, depending on the configuration. That puts it right up there with Tesla's long-range Model Y, and in real-world conditions, Audi's efficiency focus means you'll probably get very close to the advertised numbers. Charging is another strong point. Thanks to the 800-volt architecture, it can charge from 10 to 80% in around 20 minutes at a fast charger. That's basically a coffee stop on a road trip, and you're good to go again. Compare that to some rivals that still take close to an hour, and you'll see how big of a difference this makes in daily usability. Driving the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron feels like a blend of comfort and excitement. In comfort mode, it's quiet, smooth, and relaxing, perfect for city commutes or long highway cruises. Switch to dynamic, and the throttle sharpens, the suspension stiffens, and suddenly you've got a premium electric SUV that feels eager and athletic. It's this dual personality that makes it stand out. The Tesla Model Y has great acceleration, but it doesn't quite give you that refined suspension feel Audi brings to the table. And compared to something like the BMW iX3 or the Mercedes EQC, the Q6 feels more modern, more forward-thinking, both in design and technology. Now let's talk price, because this is where things get really interesting. The 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron is expected to start around $65,000 in the US, with higher trims pushing closer to $80,000. That positions it above the Tesla Model Y, but below the larger luxury EVs like the BMW iX or the Mercedes EQE SUV. It's a strategic move. Audi is betting buyers are willing to pay a little more than Tesla for the premium interior, the tech, and the brand image. And honestly, if you've ever sat in a Tesla Model Y and then in an Audi, you'll immediately understand the price difference. Of course, it's not all perfect. The 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron is still going to face the challenge of charging infrastructure, especially outside major cities. Tesla still has the advantage of the supercharger network, although Audi drivers will get access to expanding fast charging partnerships. Also, while Audi interiors are stunning, some people might find the abundance of screens a bit overwhelming at first. And let's not forget, with EVs evolving so quickly, today's cutting edge can feel dated in just a couple of years. But that's the reality of the market right now. When you look at competitors, the Tesla Model Y is the obvious rival. It's cheaper, it's fast, and it's backed by Tesla's charging network. But it lacks the refinement, the interior luxury, and honestly, the sense of occasion you get with the Q6 e-tron. Then there's the BMW iX3, which is more conservative and doesn't have the same futuristic edge. Mercedes offers the EQC, which is plush, but lags behind in range and charging speeds. That's why the Q6 e-tron feels like such a strong contender. It blends performance, luxury, and technology into a package that feels both modern and distinctly Audi. So, should you consider the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron? If you're in the market for a premium electric SUV that can handle family duties, impress your friends, and still put a smile on your face when you hit the accelerator, this one deserves a serious look. It's not just another EV thrown into the mix. It's Audi making a statement that they're ready to take on Tesla and anyone else in the game. And wait till you hear this. With Audi planning to go fully electric by the mid-2030s, the Q6 e-tron isn't just a model, it's a milestone in their journey. At the end of the day, the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron delivers what we hoped it would: style, substance, and the kind of thoughtful design that makes daily driving a joy. It might not be the cheapest option out there, but if you value premium quality and cutting-edge tech, this SUV checks nearly every box. I'd call it one of the most exciting Audis in years, and definitely one of the most compelling alternatives to the Tesla Model Y. So, what do you think? Would you take the 2026 Audi Q6 e-tron over a Tesla, or are you sticking with the more budget-friendly options? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this first look, make sure to subscribe for more car reviews and deep dives into the latest models. We've got plenty more exciting cars coming up, and you won't want to miss them.